Hello Reformers and welcome to a special feature of Tainted Paths. Now before we start and get any further in the video, I just gotta say that this mod is one of the most complicated and complex as well as in-depth that I've ever played. And if you like the sound of that, you can check out the link to the mod download page in the description. Anyway, let us start a new game and explore some of the features ourselves. I took a quick look at it just to make sure everything's working with my recording software, and well, that's when I was confronted by huge amounts of customization and menus and all kinds of crazy things. So, as you can see here, we have the current year of the medieval period. You can play as any number of these factions, and you can even overthrow the current ruler, which is something that I actually did in my little playthrough of that off screen, just to, you know, get a bit more used to things. But yes, I overthrew Genghis Khan, actually, which was pretty interesting. And yeah, there's a huge amount of different people here, as you can see. And then the Age of Exploration, we have Elizabeth I there, and a number of other people, and yes, it's just absolutely crazy. And then, if you want to, you can even go for the Twisted Era, which I would assume is a mix-up of all kinds of different people. But for this, we're going to go for the medieval period, just to keep things simple. And we can choose which faction we are going to go with. I'm probably going to go for England just because, and previously I went with the Mongol Empire. I thought that was pretty cool, but obviously I guess we can switch factions, maybe? That's also a thing. There's Scotland and Ireland here as well. I know a lot of people do very much appreciate the inclusion of those countries, so that's pretty awesome. And you can just see the sheer amount of different factions that you can play with here is insane. Absolutely insane. There you go. That's the last one that we can see there. And if we go all the way back, do you think we can go forward? Yeah, there you go. We can even go back past England and go to everything else. Yes, there's just crazy amounts of customization here. So let's play as England just because. And would you like to enable or disable decapitations? Yeah, so now you can enable or disable this, and it does come up with a red script error 10% of the time, so it's not really that big a deal. I'm actually going to enable them because they actually look pretty majestic with the huge amounts of blood spray and everything. If you're not, if you're not up to that, then obviously that is, your own personal preference. So let us enable, and we can carry a banner as well. Now, I gotta say that there are a wide variety of different play styles in the mod as well, and, well, I was kind of overwhelmed. I had no idea what to select because there's so many different things to choose from. There is a fluffy kitten as a banner. How can I not select that? I should probably select the fluffy kitten, shouldn't I? I mean, when a fluffy kitten is going around murdering everything, that is exactly when you know things are going well. So, fluffy kitten it is. And I have no idea who I'm gonna literally choose to be. I'm just gonna literally call myself Reformist because I have no idea otherwise. Now, you can see here, there currently is no, I say currently, but there is no leadership, prisoner management, anything like that, because you don't need them. You don't need them. You'll see why when we get into the game. It is very, very different from what we are used to, that is for sure. And it also means that we don't necessarily need intelligence either. Obviously, wound treatment is very important. Archery is also important, as you can see right there, if you're going to be playing as the Mongol Empire or a horse archer. I'm going to be playing as an English longbowman, or I am going to attempt to do something like that. So let's see if I can pull it off. I'm gonna get a little bit in wound treatment. Let's go for some power draw here, and I think that's gonna be fine. Let's go for some archery, 5 points in that, 5 points in one-handed weapon proficiency, and then we'll go onward. I don't really care what I look like, to be honest, so I'm just gonna select some random. This is your story. In the distant past, a neighboring nation declared war on your sovereign state. This war has seen casualties of the majority of your bloodline, except for your younger sister. You yourself had enlisted to fight for your sister and your country, leaving her behind in your home village. And here we are. And this is it. This is the battle. Now, this is the first major change. You can see here the hotkeys have completely changed. They do not use, as far as I'm aware, they don't use the F keys anymore. They use V, and then you get this menu to come up. I've never seen a mod that has used this before. I think maybe one in the past, but I can't really remember it too well. And we are given some thrown weapons and an axe. Not very good, gotta say. But yeah, so now let's have a look here. We've got heavy infantry, we've got a vanguard, bunches of vanguards, we've got longbowmen and everything. You can even select archers by clicking this button right here, and then you can get them to go forward. And we're gonna select our infantry, and we're gonna tell them to go a little bit ahead of the archers, and you can even tell people just to charge in. You can tell them to delegate themselves, so your highest tier of unit will, I think, if I understood the explanation correctly, your highest tier unit in that particular band will command themselves, which is, in my opinion, pretty awesome. I don't know whether that's actually the case. I think it might just tell them to charge in, so do bear that in mind. But yeah, we've got to be a bit careful here, because I have no idea how we're going to do against whatever enemy we're fighting. I have no idea which enemy we're fighting. I should probably tell my infantry to spread out. I actually am unsure where that is, because this is the initial battle, and this battle doesn't necessarily matter, because in the initial off-screen little play that I had, I kind of tabbed away from this battle, and it didn't seem to make too much difference, so I'm not entirely sure if it does, but this is going to be pretty interesting. I need to tell my cavalry to... Yes, there you go, look at that. Light cavalry, heavy cavalry, delegate the squad, so I assume that means charge in. Maybe. Yeah, I assume that means charge in. And let's tell our infantry as well, let's tell all our infantry to charge in as well. And we can leave our archers back there, but you can see that the absolute enormity of the complex formations and everything are present here. They're absolutely present here, and hopefully I'll be able to get some experience by killing these people too, because in my second ever battle, when I was actually trying to overthrow Genghis Khan, I gained, I think, 5 levels, I think, just from that, and there's also a bunch of other events that you can participate in as well. For example, there's a bunch of village defenses that you can do, and these village defenses give you huge amounts of opportunity for advancement as well. As you can see, I've just gained to level 2. I'm actually going to die here, I'm pretty sure, because I have absolutely awful proficiencies, but that is to be expected. Let's hope that some of my archers might be able to assist me here. Maybe. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, who knows, but I am being run over by a bunch of horses. Oh yeah, bear in mind that the AI can also kick. They can kick now as well, so, and they're also going to be using shield bash and all kinds of things. There's level 3 for us as well. Maybe I can slash at one of these guys, maybe get on a horse. There is no riding skill either, as far as I can see. As far as I remember, let's actually just take a... No, there is a riding skill. There is a riding skill, so you don't really need to worry too much about that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to... I think I'm going to get another point in intelligence, just to get me another point in skills, and then I'm just going to level up my power strike a little bit. Get me... an additional point maybe in Iron Flesh, and we'll just go for some more archery here, because I'm going to need it. I mean, archery, in my opinion, is a little bit more important than one-handed weapon proficiency, because when you're using a one-handed weapon, you don't need accuracy. You know, you can do pretty well with some low proficiency here. I mean, you can see that I'm actually killing guys that have much better equipment than we do. It seems like I'm actually going to lose this particular battle, but that is to be expected. Now, bear in mind that if you're going to play as a different faction, so if you're not playing as England, or if you're playing as, for example, the Mongol Empire, or if you're playing with someone else that has different, you know, different class archetypes and different units in general, because they are vastly different. And if you're playing with the Mongol Empire, for example, you're going to be playing with 100% cavalry and horse archers and all kinds of things. So you're not going to have any infantry whatsoever. And if you if you want that, you're going to be faced with huge battles where everyone is running around on horses. And that's the reason why I kind of decided to go with a little bit of a different selection this time around, because I feel like maybe selecting a faction that is a little bit more diverse in the kinds of units that they're able to use might be making a bit of sense. So yeah, anyway, I think this is just an opportunity for you to get some experience as well. I think this is basically like the initial bandit attack, I think. I am actually going to die here. I'm actually just going to... Oh, your injury is too painful? Oh, okay. My injury is too painful to attack them or something. Oh, and it also apparently has an automatic switching system as well. I did not know that because I had actually not died in my little off-screen time. So this is interesting. Okay, well, let's just tab out. Ah, there we go. All right. The Great War has finally ended. However, the dead do not come back to life. You return home to smoldering ruins. The village has been razed and looted with no trace of your sister. Who knows where she might have gone? It is you against the world. Time passes. You take a look around. Alright, so this is where we get to select our class, basically. So if we start all the way at the left, you can select to be a mercenary. Battle's skill rewards are tripled. Now, here's the thing. I'm not entirely sure what all of the systems mean at the moment, so we're kind of learning together. Anyway, when bound by a mercenary contract, your troops upkeep is free. Now, that's a pretty fantastic change. Then you also have a merchant. One additional max trade route is available for a merchant. Trading prices are discounted by 10%, and you can utilize the checking book. An adventurer has the adventuring quest rewards doubled, and you can also use the compass. And then you can be a monarch, a doge, or a vassal. This is recommended for new players. This is actually what I started with on my off-screen little playthrough. You will start with 1 castle. Heavy armor equipment for troops is maintained for free, and honor increases by 1 each week. And then we have a bandit. Rewards are doubled from controversial quests. Looting traders and villagers provide you double the loot, and you can hire ninjas and hashishins. Yes. Pirate. Capturing traders in the sea provides you with double the reward. Shipwood equipment is always free and maxed out. You can hire pirates and you get 1 free additional battleship. And that's the last one that you can select. So we're going to go for a monarch, a doge, or a vassal just because it says that it's recommended for new players, and we technically are a new player at the moment. So let's just try that out. We can always, choose something different in the future. You've inherited a fief from your predecessor, living a life as a noble groomed to inherit. You managed to pick a thing or two while studying and observing military functions. Alright, so we can start as a rebel vassal in the process of overthrowing the current royalty. That's actually what I decided to do, and I thought that was really very interesting. We could also start as a monarch or a doge if we so desire. I think we're going to do the rebel vassal thing, because that seemed pretty fun. Alright. So yeah, now these notes, there's a huge amount to read here. I'm not going to read all of this, but basically it just says there's a huge amount of changes, and if you want to learn more things, then you need to go to the camp menu. The camp menu is where everything is now. There are no notes. The notes are no longer there, so you can no longer go to that. As you can see, I actually have a power of 5,081, and we also have a main quest as well. If you're getting overwhelmed by this, don't worry, I also did. Oh yes, we're gonna obviously find out what's going on here, but yeah, we're searching for the country of our birth, and tavern keepers often find valuable information. Alright, so as you can see here, I currently have an army strength of 5,000, and I'm currently fielding an army with 40 archers, 20 heavy infantry, and 20 light cavalry. So from what I can tell, that basically means that we have a pretty even spread of what we are going to be using. So it explained it to me, if you have 100 cavalry, then 100% of your army is going to be cavalry. And I suppose what this means is 40% of our army is going to be archers, and 20% is going to be infantry and cavalry, respectively. Now, obviously, if you are playing this mod as well, I mean, it has just come out, as far as I'm aware, so yeah, if you're playing this as well and you've gotten further than me, then feel free to explain for the other people and myself, if you want to just lend a couple of tips, because literally this is very, very in-depth. Let's go for some veteran heavy cavalry right there, and we're going to go for, I think, longbowmen. Should we go for crossbowmen or longbowmen? Maybe we should just split them a little bit and see where they go. But that seems pretty good to me, and we have leveled up, of course, so yeah, this is exactly what I mean. So you can see here that, oh, apparently our power draw has been reduced for some reason. Do we not have a bow? No, apparently we don't have a bow. We just have a sword and a winged mace. Yes, but you can see here that they've given us some pretty awesome armor. I mean, look at the leather gloves. The leather gloves are crazy in themselves. Very, very powerful armaments right there. So let's just improve, I guess, our power strike and everything. Apparently this is at our learning limit. We cannot currently learn more power draw, so seems like I wasted a little bit of my skill points there. But yeah, as the Mongol Empire character that I created, I was able to go to, I think, 6-7 power draw, no problem at all. So I guess that is just because in England you're not really going to be shooting a bow that much. But yes, anyway, we're going to go into the town here. You can see exactly what I mean with being overwhelmed and being able to see exactly what you need to do and where you need to go and everything. I mean, they have the fight pit, the tavern, the market, and the trade post and all those sorts of things. And then they have a library, a bookstore, an academy, a public bath, streets, obviously, and you can turn on automation. So everything will be done for you. So, for example, your army is stationed at this castle. And then we can, station army was incorporated to your party, yeah, and we can even recruit, as you can see. And if you don't know where to go in the main quest, enter the camp menu. Now this is a fantastic quality of life improvement right there, because, you know, some mods that give you these main quests, they tend not to give you any tips whatsoever about where you should go, and maybe if you've come back after a week or so and you've completely forgotten where to go. So it's kind of nice that you can go to the camp menu and do that. Now, as you can see, what's happening right now is my army size is improving. Oh, and apparently I am now going to be attacking. Yes, I'm now going to be attacking the opponent. Now, at the moment, I have 6,113 allies, and the enemy has 3,113. So technically, I should be able to achieve victory here. Now, be careful, because the camera is going to go a little bit weird at the very beginning here, because there are just so many units. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell everyone just to charge in. There we go, so that they can finally just delegate themselves and go wherever they so desire. I have a huge two-handed sword, and I'm going to hopefully make the most of it, because leveling up is going to be very, very important. I was hoping that maybe I could just try and accrue as much, well, as much army power as possible and then go from there, but it seems like we are going to have a couple of difficulties dealing with these units here. Now, maybe what I should do is tell my archers, oh, my archers are actually doing a pretty decent thing, so I'm going to just tell them to hold position. Can I tell them to hold position here? No, I could just tell them to hold position in general. Guess I'm just going to be slicing a couple of them up. Do bear in mind that I have a huge amount of HP as well, so I should be able to survive for a pretty reasonable amount of time. And we are going to level up, as I've said, very, very quickly in this mod, which I do appreciate, because you do need to get your combat skills leveled up reasonably fast, and most enemies, and indeed most of your allies, do take quite a beating, which is pretty good, because that means you're not going to lose very quickly, and it seems much more, I don't know, much more visceral, I suppose, because you are indeed having these really lengthy, long, drawn-out duels and everything, which is pretty cool. And I'm actually going to switch to my winged mace, because I personally feel like that is going to deal much more damage to these heavily armored opponents. And hopefully this guy's not going to... Oh dear. Yes. He's doing a lot of damage to me right now with his own mace, and he's able to block me very easily. Oh, that was Henry. That was Henry II himself. Yes, thankfully I've now switched... Yes. Thankfully, I've now switched to one of our forces here, so we are able to continue the battle. And as you can see, the enemy only has 7 units remaining. But unfortunately, Henry II is very powerful indeed. He has now just fallen unconscious, though, so we don't have to deal with him any further. And that is exactly what I mean. You can fight all of the very, very famous historical figures, and they will kill you. They will kill you very, very easily indeed. But there you go. Victory. And we did pretty well. But now, bad things are happening. You can see here. Our allies have vastly decreased the amount of strength that they have. Oh, okay, yeah, let's be careful. We are the defenders. do bear that in mind. So that's obviously going to make a pretty significant difference in how well we're able to survive here. But unfortunately, I am very, very low in HP, so I'm not entirely sure how well we're going to do, but let's try our best. Let us try our best. But you can see that this mod really likes to get you into the action really, really fast. And I have nothing against that. It's just the sheer complexity that I'm having trouble getting to grips with. But obviously, that is just a case of playing the game and getting used to things. Because I've played Warband for so long that, you know, you're used to kind of default, you know, sort of set of actions. And when a mod like this comes along and just shakes things up so incredibly, it's very difficult to come to terms with that. But anyway, I have now started my career as a longbowman once again. And let's see if I can... Oh my. Yes, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm pretty sure they will be able to completely destroy us. Amusingly enough, this was very different in the Mongol Empire off-screen that I did, because I was able to overthrow Genghis Khan very easily. So I'm not entirely sure what's up with that. Maybe it's just because this is a straight-up infantry archer versus infantry archer battle. And I think that really has a huge difference and effect on who is going to achieve victory, because even though we are the defenders right here, that's really not making too much difference. You know, I mean, these guys are very, very powerful. I don't... literally 16? Really? 16 proficiency in crossbows? Yeah. I'm going to just continue trying to improve my one-handed weapon proficiency, I suppose, because I'm not really going to be using a crossbow or anything. But yeah, you can see here that we are going to be overrun, but thankfully we have a secondary little point here where most of our archers are spawning, which is actually pretty cool, because that will mean that the enemy has to run into us. But I'm not entirely sure if they're going to be receiving reinforcements. I mean, we're receiving quite a few reinforcements right now, and our army size is... I mean, look at that. We've lost basically double what they have. So that is not particularly good. I'm a bit worried about this. I mean, maybe I should not have gone into the town itself, and I probably should have done a little bit of running around and maybe leveling up and so on and so forth. Oh, I was trying to be sneaky there. I was trying to go onto the roof. I was trying to go onto the roof and, you know, prevent ourselves from going into the amazing battle that's currently going on here. I'm going to try and shoot a bunch of people from here and maybe just level up our crossbows. And oh, look at that. You can see, even with low proficiency, you have a really high chance of being able to kill someone, which in my opinion is a fantastic change, because when you have a low proficiency in other mods, and even in native, you're not really given that much damage. You know, you're able to do very, very small amounts of damage to highly armored units, unless you get really lucky. And I'm just very lucky that the crossbow right now is doing a lot of damage for us. Unfortunately, I'm going to get absolutely murdered right now, but that's okay. That is absolutely fine, because it is to be expected. Okay, come on. No. Okay, yeah. Our reinforcements have arrived, so that's fantastic. That means... well, I did take out a couple, which I suppose is good, and oh wow, do you see how much health I have as a vanguard? I have 196 health, yes. So as I said, the battles do go on for a little bit longer just because of that, which is actually kind of nice, because that does give the underdog, shall we say, it gives the underdog a little bit of an opportunity to come back, because you do have those very powerful units that are capable of doing massive amounts of damage and cutting swathes through the opponent. So maybe we'll be able to do something here. I am not really thinking that we will be able to, but who knows. Okay, come on now. Okay, oh no, yep, there you go. So yeah, even though I do have a huge amount of HP, it doesn't really matter if the longbowmen are able to get headshots. And that's exactly what I meant as well. It really does give you huge amounts of opportunity in both sides. And, well, the enemy has 71, we have 36. It's basically down to how good our crossbowmen and our archers are going to be. Obviously, King Henry himself is an absolute beast, and he is just murdering all of us, which is to be expected, I suppose. I am able to do 2 damage to him. Yes. 2 damage. That is not particularly good. Okay, I'm gonna try and see if I can do a little bit of damage to him, maybe from behind. Is that him? Am I actually doing damage to him right now? I don't think that is him, actually. Where is he? Is that him? Oh, yes, he's the one that's covered in our blood. Yes. That is to be expected. Okay. Now let's see if I can do something here. He's gonna try and shield bash us, obviously. No. Oh, yeah, it's because his weapon proficiency is much better than mine. Oh, no, I beat him there. That was good. I'm injured. I'm moving slowly. I'm unable to move at my fastest pace. Well, never mind. Yes, 4 enemies remain against the enemy's 48. We will be unable to win this, unfortunately. Maybe I'm able to shoot King Henry a little bit. Yes, maybe he's going to forget that we actually rose against him, but there you go. There's defeat for you. You failed the coup. Your supporters have scattered, and you've barely made it out alive. So there you go. And now we have a huge amount of... Whoa, do you see that? Our relations have just plummeted all the way down. And, oh wow, apparently we're not part of England any further. I actually haven't even shown you the map yet, because everything is just so incredible. Okay, so, yeah, what we're gonna do is... I'm suffering from medium wounds at the moment, apparently. Okay, you stumble over... Okay, I actually have no idea. No idea what to select. Anyway, let's take a look at the map. Let's take a look at the map so you can actually see what's going on here. So, yeah, the map is currently upside down, as you can see, but yes. Now, this is England, obviously, Scotland, Ireland, etc. And then we have... Wow. Wow, okay. Yeah, you have the Sahara Desert in itself. Do you see how large this map actually is? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And you can, I mean, look at this. There's even mountain ranges, and there's various seas and oceans, and yeah. So, pretty crazy, right? Yeah, so if you'd like to play this mod, then by all means, download it in the link in the description. And I'm actually unsure what I'm gonna do now. Maybe I'll do another start and maybe play as a bandit or something. Wow, bandits look very powerful, as you can see right there, but anyway, that will be it for this special feature. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.